Tonight, Mid-North farmers concerned over the future of grain storage facilities and the property market in Whyalla up there with the hottest in the nation.
With the latest from around the region, your nightly news with Louise Hedger begins now.
Good evening. Viterra's announcement to close grain silos across the Mid-North has left farmers concerned over the future of several storage facilities. Some Aruru farmers are fearful it will lead to a shortage during busy harvest seasons.
The end of an era for this silo and bunker site at Aruru. Canadian grain handler Viterra announcing its closure along with 6 other locations throughout the Mid-North.
It's a significant change to the way that they've operated their businesses for generations, really, and it's important now that we're falling in behind the community and doing what we can.
This local farmer says he's saddened to see the site finally come to a close after working with Viterra for 30 years.
I feel very, very sad that they haven't conferred with anybody and it's going to be shut down.
Farmers concerned the decision may have been short-sighted and that a bumper crop season may leave existing sites overwhelmed.
Bigger infrastructures like Gladstone and Bullaroo Centre nearer to us just can't handle the volume.
In a statement, Viterra says it's making changes to its site footprint and that based on a 5-year average, these sites represent less than 2% of total receivables. But farmers remain frustrated over the turnaround time during busy harvest.
It takes over an hour for a truck to get to Gladstone, and then at times it might sit there for 3 hours before it gets unloaded.
The community hopeful that the site's enclosed bunker and weigh station will remain for public use. Dominic Beaton, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Whyalla has received a new label deemed the fastest moving regional housing market in Australia. Property prices have increased by 13% since February.
Whyalla's housing market paying off.
Particularly in regards to the volumes of properties being sold, which is quite good.
But over the last quarter, that median house price has increased by 13%.
There has been a rapid increase since February, with buyers tapping into the trend of splashing more cash.
We're purchasing higher priced homes, whereas previously they weren't. So, and that's based around the excitement, I think, of the city itself.
And Whyalla's housing prices are rapidly increasing.
Look, Whyalla is arguably the fastest moving property market in Australia right now.
The economic environment has helped these numbers, with an expected population increase over the next few years.
Very exciting. There's still a supply of homes on the market, so there's going to be a need to develop.
Mr Presley says buyers should feel confident with the affordable housing.
The fact that prices are moving up should give property buyers, whether they're first home buyers or investors, enormous confidence in its market.
It's really positive. We're getting really good vibes. I'm taking calls almost daily from people out of town and even interstate.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A long weekend crackdown on drink driving has led to the arrest of 2 motorists in Port Pirie. A 24-year-old from Corn was issued a 6-month loss of licence after blowing a reading of 0.321 3 times over the legal limit early on Saturday morning, while a 42-year-old Port Pirie woman recorded a reading of 0.186 4 times the legal limit just before midnight on Saturday. Both drivers had their licences suspended and will appear in the Port Pirie Magistrates Court at a later date. A 22-year-old man has been charged with a number of road rage-related offences following an incident in Broken Hill overnight. Police allege the driver followed another along Argent Street at around 8 o'clock before cutting him off and threatening assault. The victim then allegedly hit a car while trying to reverse away, with the accused following him to the police station.
Got out of the car and was still continuing to yell at him out the front of the police station. When police have come out to see what's going on, he was arrested.
The man has been charged with offensive behaviour and driving a vehicle in a dangerous manner. Still in Broken Hill, and a teenager will appear in the Children's Court charged with assaulting his older brother. Patrick Reinke has the details.
Broken Hill police allege the two brothers, aged 14 and 18, got into an argument over the use of a Bluetooth speaker. It's alleged during that argument, the younger brother punched his sibling in the back of the head, starting a fight. The older brother then ran into the backyard where the 14-year-old tried hitting him with a metal baseball bat. He did not receive any injuries and managed to jump over a fence and run away. Officers allege the 14-year-old has then damaged his sister's car and then walked out to the front of the house, still screaming threats towards his brother.
Just then, Mum has actually come home. She's tried to calm the 14-year-old down.
Nearby residents heard the commotion and called police. Officers arrived a short time later and arrested the boy.
There was no resisting of arrest. He was compliant. He was still obviously worked up when police showed up, but he didn't assault police. He didn't, resist arrest.
The 14-year-old has been charged with assault, malicious damage, intimidation and affray. He will appear in the Children's Court.
Police are investigating the theft of 2 firearms from a rural property near Tumby Bay. A pump-action shotgun and a bolt-action rifle were both stolen sometime over the last month. During the investigations, a 20-year-old man from Tumby Bay was arrested for possessing an unregistered firearm. Police say that arrest is not in connection with the theft. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. Police are investigating an aggravated robbery in Port Augusta where a man allegedly held up a cashier at knife point at a pizza shop on Tottenham Road. At 9:45 on Saturday evening, a man described as Indigenous in appearance, wearing dark clothing and with his face concealed, fled the store with an amount of cash. Anyone who may have witnessed the incident is asked to contact Crime Stoppers. No one was injured during the incident. Still to come tonight, men's mental health in the spotlight. We visit a group offering support and donations needed at Broken Hill RSPCA. Welcome back. Whyalla Men's Shed is focusing on communication throughout Men's Health Week, with university occupational therapy students assisting members with their challenges.
Chiseling the stigma away. This men's shed working to improve the well-being of men in Whyalla.
Problem solving, building things, working out things, is good for, again, their mental health.
These university students are helping members with ageing challenges.
A program that will try and tackle maintaining cognitive health in an older male population.
Lots of brain training games. They're doing trivia at the moment. They've done some crosswords, some puzzles.
Throughout Men's Health Week, members are encouraged to be proactive with their health.
If they leave things too long, then it's more difficult to fix them.
The students work here up to 4 days a week and say they have noticed positive improvements.
Shown a lot more initiation of doing certain tasks and stuff.
These members will be having a conversation with one another in light of Men's Health Week, with a lunch to be held on Thursday, opening up the conversation and ending that stigma.
It's good for them and good for the community, and they would like to see more people come as well.
The group meets Monday to Saturday. Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Port Augusta residents are encouraged to attend a community forum about Council's 2019 draft budget. The plan includes an increase to rates as well as a raft of funding measures to clean up the town. Local leaders say community feedback is a crucial part of the process.
It's important that the community that want to come out and have a say and suggest options of where we could go or what they prefer to have done in their city. This is the opportunity.
The meeting will begin at 5:30 on Thursday at the Council Chambers. South Australia Police are revisiting the disappearance and suspected murder of Peter Timmermanis. The 31-year-old was reported missing in 1991, with police believing his disappearance is linked to his alleged involvement in drug trafficking. Investigators believe the man was murdered near Gleeson's Landing on the York Peninsula, where he was allegedly cultivating large quantities of cannabis. A $200,000 reward is available for information assisting their investigation. While many of us settle down in front of a fire with a hot chocolate to try and make it through this year's winter, spare a thought for our furry friends. The Broken Hill RSPCA is encouraging owners to rug up their pets as the temperatures start to plummet.
Winter has arrived, and with it colder days and nights. While we can put on an extra jumper, our pets need some warmth too.
Winter in Broken Hill is really cold. Most pet owners are right on top of winter with looking after their pets.
Common advice for dog owners: give them a warm coat, have a bed off the ground and warming up a wheat bag for heat across the night. When it comes to cats, Miss Olds says they tend to find their own way. If owners can brave the chilly conditions to take their dog for a walk, it can also do wonders.
Even if they're medium to older dogs, I say keep the body going, because the more movement is better for the animal and better for you as well.
The RSPCA is also encouraging locals to donate blankets to the local clinic, as dog and cat surrender numbers have recently risen.
Everything needs to be warm in the winter time, so anything that any of the public have got, we would gladly take.
Miss Olds says Broken Hill's ongoing generosity toward the RSPCA has been wonderful. Donations can be made at the clinic on South Road any time of day.
We have wonderful dogs, but yeah, they tend to have a bit of shredding in them to make the blankets not go that far.
Patrick Ryanke, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The Eyre Peninsula's biggest football carnival, the annual Mortlock Shield, saw some tough competition in Port Lincoln over the weekend. The carnival hosting its first women's match to kickstart the 3-day event.
Perfect weather made for some great competition, with 6 teams from around the region battling it out in this year's Mortlock Shield. Great Flinders proving too strong, taking out the 2019 championship.
Very proud of Great Flinders and very, very proud of the boys. They put a lot of effort in to play 2 games on one weekend. It's real good.
Eastern Eyre was tough competition, with the team leading by 6 points in the first quarter, but Flinders fought back, taking control over the match, with the team winning by 10 points, 52-42.
There was close games on the Saturday. Even the Colts and the under-15s on the Sunday was really good. And today was close games again. Really good display of footy, I think.
The 3-day event kicked things off with a women's game on Saturday, the first one to be held in the carnival's 83 years. Last year's champions EP Sharks and Northern Football League didn't compete this year due to a reshuffle in teams.
The 6 teams is something that, seems to have the tick of approval by the crowd here, but of course there's a Mortlock Shield review going on this stage.
The review will be released at the end of the month, outlining potential improvements for future carnivals.
Obviously we need some change to revamp things, and I look forward to that review results.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break, a wrap of the weekend sport, and Britt will have the weather details. Hello again. It was a big weekend of sport across the region, with netball teams from across the Eyre Peninsula travelling to Adelaide for the 2019 Country Championships. Nathan Regter has the story.
It was a great weekend for the Port Lincoln netball team, with the girls making it through to the grand final in the Country Championship, the team going head-to-head against Western Border in a fierce competition. At half-time, both teams had secured an even 11 goals, making it anyone's game. But Western Border pulled ahead, securing them the victory and championship, 26-23. In the B-grade seniors team, North Eastern defeated Eastern Eyre by 6 goals. Across the region now, and local football continued in Whyalla, with the Centrals hosting a special game for their 100th birthday. But it wasn't all celebrations, with Warina Bay smashing Rapina in Friday's game. The team snowballing to a 75-point victory. Across to Port Pirie, and Damon Riggs starred for the Northern Demons in the 18s, scoring 5 goals, the team winning the game 7 goals against Mount Barker. The seniors started the game with some great shots, giving them a 2-goal lead against Mount Barker, but they couldn't keep the momentum going, ending up with a 2-goal draw. Port Augusta's Fury Reds defeated Thunder 3-2. In the other game, Misfits drew an even 4 goals with Ravens. Up in the Silver City, and the Broncos junior team competed in the Mildura State Tournament, the Broncos under-12 securing 22 goals to the Warriors 19. The competition certainly heating up on the courts despite the chilly weather, and we'll be back next week with the weekend sporting results.
Now let's take a look at what's happening in the weather. Here's Britt Aylen.
Thanks, Louise. We've had a mostly fine day about the Gulf, with showers over Whyalla and Port Pirie. Port Augusta and Broken Hill both reached 25 today, Whyalla and Port Pirie 23, Port Lincoln 22 and Adelaide 21. From the satellite, we can see patchy cloud bringing showers over some parts. And looking ahead to tomorrow now, westerly winds at up to 25 knots on the waters and seas to 2 metres. The sun will rise just after 7:20 in the morning. And we can expect rainy conditions across the board tomorrow. Broken Hill looking at a top of 20 degrees. Whyalla, Port Lincoln, Coffin Bay and Woodna all 18. Port Augusta and Cleve 17. Port Pirie, Kadina and Adelaide 16. Corn 15 and Clare 13 degrees. Looking ahead through the week, with the wet weather set to continue, Port Lincoln can expect tops of 17 through to the weekend. Showers easing at Cleve with maximums in the mid-teens. Woodna with showers Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Whyalla looking fine and partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers creeping through again before the weekend. Much the same at Port Augusta, both with maximums hovering around 17 and 18 degrees. Kadina with showers through till the weekend. Port Pirie with showers and tops of 17, Clare sitting around 13 degrees through the week, Broken Hill remaining mostly dry, sunny with a top of 17 on Thursday, then looking fine into the weekend. So Louise, it's looking like we have a wet week ahead, but you're a ray of sunshine behind the desk.
That's very lovely. Thank you for that, Britt. That's your local news this Tuesday evening. We thank you for joining us today. We'll have updates later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.